You know what I'm saying? Yo, if they don't win, yo, it's going. Man, listen. What they do that for? He had 3 years left on this deal. I think petty. Yo, Joel Embiid is petty, yo. The Sixers gave Joel Embiid another bag. Mind you, he still ain't finished eating the plate he already got. You know what I mean? But they gave him another bag. 3 years, $193 million more on top of the 3 years he already got left on this current deal. You know what I mean? He just wanted to be the highest paid Sixer. You know what I mean? And I understand. But come on, my nigga. Like, you petty. If you giving him an extra $64 million a year, what are you gonna give to a champion? What do you give a champion? What do you give to someone who got the ring and played a big part? Like, cause you're paying a top performer who can win during the regular season. But what do you pay a champion who's dominant and plays well and has the weight of his franchise's future on his shoulders and he gets it done? The way he's getting paid, you would think he's better than Joker. And he had a year when he was better and Joker was better. But overall, Joker has a deeper impression on every game that he plays. That's just a fact. Whether he's having one of those years, but like you get so accustomed to greatness that you like, that's normal. Like you ain't really, that's Joker. That's what he do. You feel me? Like it ain't no, it's what he does. You know, it's normal. Like Westbrook having 4 triple doubles seasons is normal. Like people just, now he's on the bench. And you like, nigga, he just averaged, he had 4 triple doubles consecutively. Like people, like greatness is normalized by these new people. You know what I mean? I'm like, greatness is greatness. It should be respected, right? Being a champion is better than being a winner at anything. Because there's a difference between being a winner and being a champion. Some people love winning, cool, but that has nothing to do with being a champion in the NBA. You can win, but you may not win the ultimate prize. You know what I mean? And he deserves the money. Don't get it twisted, because I'm making fun of this dude, because he's not a champion. You paying him like he's a champion. But we all know they really don't want it. Nobody cares about championships anymore. Because if that's the case, you would be treating the Denver Nuggets better. And we will all be treating the Celtics better. I mean, not me, because I'm still going to treat them like, I'm still going to treat them funny. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I told the Celtic fans, I don't care how many championships you won. I'm still going to treat you like the bald-headed stepchild that you are. Shout out to Brad Stevens. I respect him, but outside of that, y'all going to get this work. You going to get this work. But, you keep paying. We understand the NBA is moving into this entertainment thing. They're more about entertainment than the true art form of basketball. That's the truth. Everyone agrees, and I've been saying it for years. Now that the guys who have played in the league are saying exactly what I've been saying for years, everybody is like, oh, you're more conditioned to hear it because I said it years before anybody was saying it. It sounds familiar when they say it because I've been saying it for years. And they're like, how do you know it? You ain't playing the league. I know what I know because I am who I am. Just because you didn't play don't mean you don't understand this shit. Basketball is basketball. It's very simple. It doesn't change just because you put on an NBA jersey. The pay changes. The expectation may change economically and socially. But basketball is basketball. And you're playing on a bitty rim. Y'all, I can't emphasize that enough. If you've ever played on a bitty rim, we used to spend summers playing on bitty rims. So I know what that is. They're 6'4", they're playing on a bitty rim. If you notice, they're not even using all their energy to dunk anymore. Back in the day, dudes used to jump as if the rim was 12 feet high. Now they barely get off their feet because they want to preserve their knees and all this other half-ass shit like there's a tomorrow. We only gonna remember who we gonna remember. We all have, the short-term memory is real. We forgot thousands of NBA ball players. Out of sight, out of motherfucking mind. But they paying this guy. And he's relevant. Don't get it twisted. He's dominant. As a player, he's dominant, but they're limited to his abilities. And that's the thing with all of these guys. Because there's not a lot of great coaches in the NBA. Because the NBA became a player-friendly environment where you put the player, because of their ability to bring in the dollar, ahead of the expertise and authority of the coaches. And I think it should be equal. One should not be valued more so than the other. But we understand, shit, if you bringing me in $76 billion and I'm breaking bread with you a certain way, I might not listen to the coach. I might listen to you more because the bread is being buttered like a motherfucker. And I understand that. But now we're at this place of you've given all the rights and all the energy and all of the responsibility to these players. But now they've gone as far as they can go. So now they're limited and the team is limited to their abilities. Because there's no real structure that they can plug that ability into. They need a championship system. And in order for you to have a championship system, one, you have to have a system that gets results that they can trust. They're trusting their ability over your system because they know with their abilities and them getting more freedom to do what they do, they're going to get paid. They're not trusting the systems anymore. They're putting their better judgment above the system. And you need every team, in order for you to go where you're trying to go, you need a system. You need something that you can plug your talent into, so on a nightly basis, you can consistently perform. You know exactly what's expected of you, what you should not be doing. Your awareness is in the right place. Your understanding is in the right place. And whether you're feeling good or not, you know what you're supposed to be doing as an employee for that organization. You get into the game, I might not be 100%, but I know my job. Just like any other job. And that's missing in the NBA. Guys do what they feel like doing instead of doing the fucking job. Rebound, dribble, pass, defend. It's not difficult. You've been doing this shit since you was a kid. You've been doing it for 20 years in some cases. Before you got to the league, you know what to do. But skipping college, you don't know how to go up and how to rationalize, how to go up against these different adverse moments and seeing how things switch and reform and reconfigure and evolve on the court because you skipped college. Now you learning all this shit in the league. You don't know how a team goes from a 2-1-2 to a 2-3 zone to an amoeba defense to a 1-3-1 to a full court press to a man-to-man to a boxing one. And you're seeing all this stuff happen and you got to figure it out right there. And you got to react and figure it out. And you have to build your abilities according to what you're going to see the defense do and what your coach's system is, because coaches in college are higher and worth more than the player. But now they're trying to figure out the intellectual side of basketball in the NBA, which is fucking difficult to do because now the world is watching you. And we're assuming you got this high-paying job, you should be able to type 150 words a minute. You should know how to use a Xerox machine. You should know how to use Power. You should know how to use, Excel. You should know how to, do all these things that the job entails. You are qualified. We expecting you to do the job. In a lot of cases, you skip steps, you're not as qualified as you should be compared to the other professionals who've, one, been in the field longer, and two, came in more prepared because some went to college. You know what I mean? But now they're into this, relevancy. If a player is great, and socially relevant, he gets paid. And Joel Embiid, if he's nothing else, is socially relevant because he's that good. He's entertaining. You want to watch him play. You want to see how he gets his. Even though he averaged 38 a game. You just want to see how he does it. To see a big man shoot like that is beautiful. I'm going to tell you the truth. But it means absolutely nothing without a system. Because now he's going to overexert himself. When you're in a system, you can build your game around the system and around your responsibilities. But now, guys are doing whatever they can to try to win. And they don't know how to win in the NBA because they don't have a structure to build what they're doing and their thought process off of. Because they don't trust the coaches more than they trust getting that check. There's no innovative coaches anymore. And the good coaches that are there aren't really being listened to because the prize gem It's bringing in so much money that if he don't listen to you, nobody's going to listen to you. The star player has to listen. Allen Iverson had to listen to Larry Brown. Chauncey Billups had to listen to Larry Brown. Or there's no championship run. There's no championship appearance. There's no championship. Same thing with Mike. Same thing with Kobe. Same thing with Big Ticket. Same. All these guys, you got to trust the coach. No matter how good you are. If you're the star player on the team and you're the man, if you don't trust the coach and listen to the coach and really build your game around the system, nobody else will. Right now, Nick Nurse is the coach, and he's gonna let Joel do what he want to do. And Joel is gonna burn himself out because he's not pacing himself correctly. There's a pace. You know when a team is trying to win a championship, the pace is different. How they play is different. The success is you can close your eyes and set your clock to it. That's how consistent it is. Because the system is just that good. And no matter what time you get off the plane or how many meals you skip, or if you have a little, you know what I mean, have a little cha-cha-cha before the game, little girl come see you, get, you know what I mean? Your legs ain't there 100%. You know the system. And you know how to perform, just like any other job. You get to work late, you handle your business. You can't be to work, you're not 100%. Guess what? You know what the fundamentals of the job is. You just do the fundamentals. You build from that. One thing at a time. Staying engaged, staying aware of what, you know what I mean, what you're supposed to be doing. And I think that's what's needed in order for him to get to that next level. He's like they keep playing these, like you can't replace being a champion. You can't. But right now there's so much money being made that it's all about just being a winner. Whatever it means, whatever winning means to you, whatever, as long as it consistently brings in people and makes you socially relevant, as long as you're socially relevant, you're winning. You're performing, you're an all-star, people want to see you, all right, you're a winner. The team don't even have to win now. They can win sometimes. As long as you're doing what you got to do, people are going to watch. And to that, you're going to feel like a winner. Back in the day, if you ain't win a championship, you feel like a winner for? Who told you was a winner? Who told you that? Did you get a championship? Nah, you ain't no winner then. Watch out. And now, like, there's levels to every conversation. Like, the winners could talk to each other, but when you talk about championships, the winners ain't a part of that. You talk about multiple All-NBAs and All-Stars, some guys can't be a part of that. Talk about MVPs, some guys can't be a part of that. Now, there's levels in social classism now. You know what I mean? And all these different isms are going to be placed, and the conversation is going to get cornier and cornier until we get back to, yo, are you a champion? That's the standard for winning. Just like 100% is the goal. You're not going to school to get a fucking B. You're going to school to get an A. You want to get 100 or as close as you can. You know what I mean? They're saying an A now is an 84. A 64 is a B. A 44 is a... You see how they lowering the standards? Because the quality of people that are producing the results aren't of the same cut as the people before. And the people before them had less. We didn't have technology. I prayed that I had answers to all these questions that I had. Now I got all these questions and all the answers. And now I'm stressed out because there's no reason to fail at anything. The only problem is I'm 50. So I have to decide what I want to put my energy towards. Because there is no failure. The only thing that stopped me from doing anything was information. Lack of information. Lack of relationships. Now with the information, you skip the relationships, you cut the middleman, now you get right to achieving the goal, chasing after the dream. But how much energy do we have? You know, how much, like these kids didn't grow up without to know the value of the information in front of them. It's just so much information. They don't even know the value of it. They don't even understand that people who control information, you control the world. But when you give out all this information, people don't know what to pick from. Now it's confusing. But when you come from my era, you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to look for. You know exactly what it is because they from your era. The people who let know this information, they from my era. You trying to trick these little niggas. They don't know no better, but I do. You can't just keep saying, that's like saying having money secures a good life. Quality of life comes from the quality of the person who's existing in that space. What are your routine? What are your thoughts? What are your habits? What have you been exposed to before you got to this moment? Because everybody don't know the best cut of fabric or what a salad fork is versus a dessert spoon. They don't know how to have a formal dinner. They don't know how to go to the ballet and how enjoyable it is to go to the opera just as much as it is to go to a Jay-Z concert. As cool as it is to go to a symphony, you can still go to a Rakim concert or go see the Wu. You could watch a movie or you could watch, Wicked and feel the same things, if not more. They don't know the value of going to theater because your imagination gets to roam differently than when you're in a space where the action is being created for you on a certain level of vibration. Like you don't know, you don't have taste. You don't have tact. You don't have experience. You don't know. Money can't buy that. Money can't buy class. And winning isn't the same as being a championship. There's a difference between grape Kool-Aid and wine. Even if they look the same, they're not the same. They could look as purple as Taylor Port, but Taylor Port hit different. You know what I mean? But it just comes with experience and age. Like at some point, you gotta want to be a champion. And you keep paying guys like this. What do you pay the champion? Or is that just insignificant now? Being a champion means nothing. It's about being relevant and being popular and having your success. There's but so much you can get out of that. At some point, it gets stale. By the third All-NBA, by the second All-NBA, by the third All-Star, now this is your normal. What else you got? People are bored. And people are getting bored faster than ever now. So they have to get back to implementing the importance of being a champion. Because it's harder to attain than the regular successes that we see being done by damn near anybody. Anybody could be an all-star. You have a good 3-4 months, you're an all-star. You could be a bum the rest of the season. You know what I mean? You could be all NBA one time and then disappear forever. Have a great contract year and then we don't see you no more. There's a difference when you're a champion. You got to respect that. That's harder to do. That's why it should be respected and praised more because it takes more time to get to. It's an evolution that has to take place to get there. As opposed to you can have that one shining moment, baby. And then, can't carry you over forever. And they have to change that. Because if you're paying, and like I said, Joel Embiid, from an entertainment standpoint, deserves it. But you can't pay. If you're going to pay him that, what are you going to pay a champion? Then all this stuff becomes, insignificant and looked at as whatever. Like they're ruining it. They're messing up the fantasy. Some point, someone's going to have to step back and really grab the reins and get it back to respectability and conceit and get back to what competing is really about. You're competing for something. Immortality. Mike ain't compete he competed to be a champion. Because he wanted to be in the same conversation with Bird and Magic. Like, we don't see that anymore. No matter how much they say, we know what it looked like on the court. They play like a real one, play with a certain pace, a certain urgency. There's a feeling. Oh, this nigga for real. He on a hunt. When you hunting for something, that's what shapes and molds your mind and your body. When you look at people go to the gym and you see them get muscular, it's not because of the weight. They're picking up and putting down. It's because of the hunt. They're hunting after a better lifestyle. And in that hunt, you're going to get a slimmer face. You're going to get abs. You're going to get shredded. You're going to have pecs. You're going to have delts. You're going to have, lats. You're going to have all that. Calf muscles, everything. Because you're hunting after something. You become that with that essence of the hunt. Lions look like that because of their hunt. They have to be muscular like that. They're chasing all types of different animals. You get stronger chasing after water buffaloes and shit. You get quicker chasing after, hogs and all that. It's the hunt that made Michael Jordan Michael Jordan. But we're going to see. We're going to see. He got the money. Joel Embiid got the bag. Let's see what he do now. Listen. He's a winner. At his level, he has a certain level of winning that goes on when he's around, but he's not a champion. And everybody, listen, people are watching. Like, listen, you got the bag. You and the Sixers got allegedly, CBS said they got the second best coach in the league and Nick Nurse. And, I like Nick Nurse. But he got to do some shit. He in the same boat with you, champ. Y'all better win something. And the Knicks look like they not trying to hear what nobody trying to say. This is their year. If you don't want it to be their year, you're going to have to take it. And I don't know if you built like that. Because they just got Marcus. And Marcus carry it a certain way. And they still got Julius Randle who carry it a certain way. If he buys in to this run, the Knicks will be champions. If Julius Randle buys in and just becomes a team player and does what they need him to do, he's still a star. But just understand that the team is going in a new direction and he got to play his part. And he plays his part. Shit, you got an all NBA player playing his position. Now what you going to do? Philly going to have a problem. Nick Nurse got a problem. You better figure something out. Because these other teams, and Boston is still Boston, and Milwaukee gotta redeem themselves, and Magic, they not trying to hear nothing. They still trying to do what they doing. And then you got my Raptors. You got the Pacers, still on pace to do what they gotta do. Then you got my Raptors. We gonna surprise y'all. And listen, you gave this man an extra $64 million. You already know he missed the first 2 years of his NBA career. He's accumulated over 100 injuries. Listen,